Howdy YouTube neighbors, we're back for some more Pentiment. It's been a little bit. I've been recovering from a fairly nasty infected tooth fracture which required an extraction, which leaves a total of 9 teeth in my upper jaw, if you've ever wondered why you've never seen me on video. Last time around, Tethys seduced a... What? That doesn't seem right. We'll figure it out. Last time, Tethys seduced a red herring, and we learned that brothers Rudeger and Matthieu were in an illicit relationship. And we decided not to rat them out, because not even Tethys is that lame. Now, we apparently need to find someone to eat with. What's going on in our quest log? Well, we've got a lot going on here. Let's start from the beginning. The Archdeacon's investigation. Miklos has departed for Innsbruck. Alright, the Archdeacon's coming. Alright, that's cool. We know that Lucky is pissed off, but we didn't get a chance to talk to him because we were spending all that time with the widow. And we found out that Lorenz beat her husband so badly that he essentially beat him to death. And she claims she's not strong enough to have killed the Baron, but would totally have done so given the opportunity. So she's definitely a red herring. She did not do it. Let's see. We found another piece of the cipher for our little occult puzzle. Okay, and then we know that Mother Cecilia didn't like the Baron. I don't remember what the issue was, though. And we need to talk to Sister Matilda at some point. But for right now, we apparently need to find someone to eat with. Hello, witch. Tethys. You shan't be cursing me, witch. Hello, Tethys. It's nice to see you out and about. Morning, Clara. Keeping busy. Always, if it's not washing, it's the cooking, the mending, the tidying. I'll lose my head if I count it all. And that was before we get to the wool. Ah, goodness, all that wool. Wool? We sheared the ewes last week to prepare for the lambing. You remember the bleating, I'm sure. How could you forget? My ears are still ringing. Now the wool's all washed and we've got a pile of spinning to get through before the lambs are born. Where will we find the time? That sounds like a lot of work. Surely you have some help. Oh yes, sometimes more than we need. Many of the women in tossing lend me a hand, so if it goes quickly, many hands make light work, eh? Even to witch? Oh, we give her a little wool to play with, but she's too young yet. Not for too much longer, though. My mother taught me to spin when I was still in soft shoes. I've never had much of a hand for spinning, so I enjoy the company more than the work. It's rare so many of the women in town are in the same room together. We share recipes, stories, hardships, friendship, you know? No, I don't. I'm Tethys. And maybe a wee bit of gossip, too. You almost know quite a lot about the goings-on in Tassing. We know so much true, but Johann Bauer is there to watch over so things can't get too rowdy. Oh, Tethys, you should come by. Oh, I'd like that, thank you. Everyone will be glad to see you, I'm sure. We meet at Johann Bauer's house. Please come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I shall get back to my labours, but it was lovely to see you, Tethys. Take care. See you later. Oh, Tethys, I meant to ask, would you care to join us for a meal? Yeah, let's go ahead and eat now. Aw. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, for which we are about to receive from your bounty. And we pray that you keep safe the soul of my dear Christine, and gone these 6 years. She is missed at this table by her husband and children, but we take comfort that she will be with you in paradise. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen, 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 amen. Amen. I saw that wretch of a miller this morning. The bastard had the gall to raise his hand to me in greeting. I should have spat at his feet. Dad, I don't know how we're going to pay the Abbey's taxes if he raises the milling fee. Maybe you can work out an arrangement that benefits you both. No use talking to that man, not with a bad blood between us. I could try to speak to him. He's friendly with me. Absolutely not. Don't you ever speak to him again. Ever. I'm sorry, Dad. I won't. I promise. You're gonna give yourself chest pains again if you keep going on like that. It's not my chest that pains me, Bove. Christ, but my back hurts. How are we gonna get those fields platted in time? I've been picking up those slack, haven't I? We'll get by all right. Is Faramhoke work so hard on the body? Oh, Tethys, you jackass. Christ, don't get him started. You're damned right it's hard. Up with the sun no matter the weather. Out there with the muck and the elements working my hands to goddamn splinters. Watch your heart, son. You want to leave Clara a widow? Why don't you go see Agnes Steinauer about a balm for your back? I don't want goddamn women's medicine. Dad, we have a guest. If Agnes's medicine is good enough for me and Clara, I don't see why it can't help you too. Agnes once gave me a tincture for an upset stomach that was quite helpful. If it's Agnes you get a problem with, Dad, why don't you see Dr. Stoltz instead? Stoltz is even worse, charge you as much as the miller with all the kindness of the horseman of the plague. The pain will pass. I'll push through just as I always have. Stubborn boy, why don't you talk to that old soldier up to Abbey? What was his name? Florian? Florgen, yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue. Since when are you so fond of the Abbey, Peter? Florian might live at the Abbey, but he's a soldier still. Only one of them worth talking to now that Father Matthias has passed. When was that? A few months back? 34, 35 months, I believe. Oh, young minds. A couple years, a couple months. You get to my age, there's no difference anymore. Matthias, you know, he was impressed by my age. Thought I must have been blessed by the Lord. All right, rye bread it is. Wanted to know all about my life and the things I'd seen. Good man for a monk. Not like that new abbot only cares about his coffers, Gurno does. And that's the Abbey for you. Do you see Otto up there much, Tethys? The abbot keeps him busy. I had dinner with him in Enders recently. He was working on some repairs to the abbot's house. Did anyone at the Abbey have a hello for me? Jorg? What, Claire? I'm only curious. No, Jorg. No one had a hello for you. Were you expecting one? It's only that I talk to one of the sisters there sometimes, Dana, and I was wondering if she, you know... Forget it. It was stupid anyway. Let's finish up our rye. We don't often get meals with you, Tethys. Pestering folks around town with questions like you do. You want to know anything about the town? The widow who lives near the forest, was she always like that? Hemford. Shame what happened to her. She was never a sweet woman, you know. Even as a girl, she was surly, but though that has its charms. Dad, I won't have Tethys going around telling tales of your lechery. Nonsense, I can keep a secret. I've plenty of my own. I don't doubt it, strapping young rascal like you. Otelia, she and I have known each other all our lives. Her family has been on that land for generations, going back to, her great-grandfather, I think, Diedrich. Her husband passed away not too long ago. What was his name? Rannig. He was unwell for a long time, wasn't he? He seemed to be worse every time I saw him. Had a run-in with that Rothvogel bastard, he did. An argument over land or hunting, I don't know. Rannig was a good man, but he had himself a temper. No one could tell him no. Not even a baron. Didn't matter. Rothvogel, he beat Rannig so badly he never walked right again. Probably what killed him in the end. Fucking nobles. Fucking nobles. All this shouting is making Ursula restless. Let's finish our meal in peace. All right. Sorry, Ursula. Yes, please do not upset the witch. Tend to the spinning bee. We cool? Okay. Just checking. I'm gonna make sure I don't get hexed any further. Yorg, I want to know who this chick you were on about was. What's the deal? Hey, Tethys, you say hello to the girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I meant the chickens, Peter, James, and John. I meant the chickens, Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles. Isn't that blasphemy? I guess when you put it plain like that, but I hear about the apostles every day, Sunday and Mass. They witnessed Jesus' greatest moments of glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. Word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Tethys. Until then. Let me take a look at my map. I don't know where the quilting bee is, but I kind of want to go back to the Abbey for now. I should be permitted back in at this point. Just checking in on everybody. Excuse me, some of those voices are hard on the throat. Checking back into the guest house. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I can take some time out of my busy day checking on murders to pet you. I'm trying to remember in what building. Oh, it's in the Abbott house that has the occult puzzle that we were dealing with. Brother Guy. Oh, wait, or was it in the Friar's house? It was in the Friar's house. Now that I know the connection between the astrological symbols in the cipher and the elemental symbols in the Vauvel, Frederick's note should be easy to decipher. Oh, crap. I actually have to do it myself. I'm not sure. Oh, to spin the wheel like this. Okay, I got you. So, I need... the... Oh, man, I used to know my Greek symbols. Is that upsilon? And a W? Oh. Well, the W's down here. Okay. So, I guess the top symbol... Okay, I think I understand. So, we're looking for the air symbol. Okay, so the air symbol on... So that's H. And now we are looking for Earth. And there we go. Now we're looking for fire and the beta symbol. And we are looking for water and the chi symbol. We're looking for fire and the, I think that's the Epsilon symbol. Now we're looking for air, despite the fact the symbol is clearly water. And the W, okay. And looking for Earth again. And new. Okay. And now we are looking for a little uterus symbol. No, it's probably a necklace symbol. And we're looking for Earth again, and that squiggly line. And now we are looking for water, and that. Gerhard is in the Lotto brother Gerhard. Yes. Yes, it can't be a coincidence. H-I-G-E-R H-A-R-D. Brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Did he use his name for an abbreviation? That's a lot of letters for an abbreviation. A cipher inside of a cipher? Perhaps. If it is, I am not equipped with a key to solve it, so I must proceed with other options. Let me think. Is this an anagram using Gerhard's name? Harried, Hardier. Where does the G go? God, I'm sure Adolf would know. There are 7,560 different combinations to try. I don't have the time to solve it through brute force. Let me think. Why his name? And why Heigerhard? Dutch? No, not Flemish or French. Let me think. Wait, maybe it's an abbreviation and a name. Gerhard is the name. What's H-I? Howard Ignota? No. Okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Oh my god, it's so much simpler. Hic Ayaset. Here lies Gerhard. Gerhard's grave. I wonder if it has something to do with the Baron's murder. I should ask the abbot for permission to exhume the grave as soon as possible. Oh, yeah, that's going to go well. There are deep indentations in this parchment. Whoever wrote on the page above, it must have been angry. I wonder if I could make a charcoal rubbing of this cage and reveal the content of the writing. Oh, dear God. Baron Rothvogel. Okay, we are apparently in German. Something about the Inquisition in Innsbruck. Ah, here we go. Yep, this is definitely German. Aha, clear as an L-point day. It's a letter to the Baron from Friar Fenric. This must be where Fenric wrote the letter I found in the guest house. Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc. It's the same text. Things don't look good for Ferenc. A monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. I assume this is his grave? Yep. Brother Gerhard's grave was disturbed recently. Fenric must have buried something here. I need to dig up this grave if I want to know what he was up to. Let's see. I don't have anything on Volkbert. But I bet Otto would help me if I asked. Alright. I wonder if it'll tell me where Otto is. Ah, dang it. Otto. Okay. Animal fins, huh? These are animals, all right. Abattoir, okay. Pilgrim badges of St. Moritz. Endress makes these. That seems somewhat relevant. I need to get back to the city. Should I... Yeah, let's talk to Gernot. Tethys, I trust you are abiding by my command to leave Piero and the rest of the monastics in peace. Maybe. Have you found any progress in finding the Baron's true murderer? I am satisfied I have the Baron's killer well in hand, and if I am not mistaken, truth is for the Archdeacon to uncover, not a journeyman artist who is not even a part of this community. There is more at stake here than you understand, Tethys. What is at stake here exactly? The Abbey cannot legally be held at fault for Baron Rothvogel's death. It doesn't matter if the Abbey is at fault. A nobleman died on its premises. There are few extant double monasteries with working scriptoriums any longer. They're costly to operate, and the church does not approve of them. Baron Rothvogel was a friend of the Prince Bishop, and if the Prince Bishop were so inclined, he could order the Abbey closed and our community disbanded. A community of which you are not a member, and so whose precarity you can't understand. I thought you were a clever man, Tethys. You were wrong. Your ignorance disappoints me. I don't wish to disappoint you, Father Gernot, but neither do I wish for an innocent man to die based on circumstance alone, which is why I've come to you with... Oh, crap. I didn't want to make this request. I wanted to take Otto back there and do it behind his back. And... I have Let's go all out. I have reason to believe that Prior Frenric has hidden something in Brother Gerhard's grave, and I'd like to dig it up. What does that have to do with the death of Baron Rothvogel? I'm not certain of the connection yet, but I have a hunch. Do you take me for a fool? I will not let you exhume Brother Gerhard's body on a hunch. Frick, I just cannot win in this game. What does it matter? He's nothing more than bones now. I'm sure he won't mind. He was a brother of this abbey, and he should be left in peace, just as I would like to be. Leave now, and do not pester me about this again. That's okay, I was going to dig anyway. Strange that I can't get to the lower abbey from here. Alright. Yeah, let's go talk to Otto. We're probably going to have to do it at night. Until... Where was Otto? Here we go. I haven't really done anything with Otto. Afternoon, Tethys. Heard that Baron friend of yours was killed up at the Abbey. I'm surprised he wasn't killed sooner. It seems he had many enemies at the Abbey and in town. You've got that right. Can't think of anyone in Tassing who liked the man. Anyway, did you need something? Otherwise, I've got things to do. Do you think you could help me dig up a grave at the Abbey? Why? I believe something might be hidden there. It could be related to the Baron's murder. Something more than a dead monk, you mean? That's a weird place to hide something, but then again, it's not every day people go digging around in a graveyard. I hope. Did you talk to the abbot about this mischief? Wouldn't want to get my grubby hands all over his stuff without his permission. Actually, he expressly forbade it. Ha, and you still want me to do it? Sure, why not? It'll take a few hours, though, especially if I'm digging alone. I'm ready, let's go. Fine, I'll grab my tools. So, town carpenter, what's that like? Exhausting, not unlike this here. Satisfying, too, to make things with my hands, to feel the sun on my neck and sap under my fingers, and I haven't fallen off a roof yet, so, all in all, I can't complain. Being the only carpenter in Tossing must keep you busy. Busy's one word for it, overworked's another. It was easier, my dad and I could do the work together, but since his stroke, it is what it is. But I like being a carpenter. It's necessary work. Keeps me talking to everyone in town, not aware of what's troubling them. Many people in Tassing are struggling, Tethys, the peasants especially. I heard as much from Clara Gertnian. They used to be able to pay a portion of their taxes and crops, but the abbot put an end to that. Now, if they get paid a bad price from the miller, they don't have enough to pay the abbey. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. The abbot might own the land, but he doesn't work it. He just reaps the benefit of others' efforts. But it's not just him. The Lu imperial law, that's what gives him the power. So maybe the laws have to change. Someone should do something about that. Who, though? Not city tradesmen like you. Too much work. Wouldn't want to get your hands dirty. Anyway, I should get back to digging. It's going to take a while. This is all on my own. Oh, we're gonna get caught. Oh, Father Matthias is here. With a wooden headstone, too. Things must be worse for the Abbey than I thought. The Abbey must be having money troubles. That would explain why the abbot's wringing the peasants dry. The rest of the abbots are in the crypt or under the church. I took a look at them while inspecting the foundations with Endress. Kearsarge is built on top of an old Roman fort, not cheap to maintain by any means. Still, I'm surprised the Abbey doesn't have enough money to pay for a new tomb. I heard the abbot and the prior raguing back when I repaired the scriptorium roof. Whatever problems Kearsarge's having, they've been going on for a while. Interesting. Sister Maria, the librarian. Probably before your time. I was a boy when she passed. My father spoke well of her, though. Said she reminded him of his own grandmother, a sweet woman who loved the Lord. I expect the abbot will have her dug up soon. Pardon? The brothers and sisters are buried here until their bodies decompose. Then they're dug up and moved to the abbey's crypt. A ghoulish tradition, I've always thought. What's dead should remain buried. But then, they don't have much space here, and many of the monks aren't long for death themselves, so... Brother Jacob from Cologne, did you ever meet him? We spoke a couple times. He was a funny man, just about the only one of these monks with a sense of humor. A funny monk? I'm sad to have missed him. He had a gift for manipulating his features and his voice to imitate the other monks. A man like that is wasted in an abbey. Oh, crap. Well, that's alright. I got the goods on Matthieu here. Short, angry monk coming this way. Ah, hell, we're bested for an earful. Is all well here? We're digging up a grave. How are you? For what purpose? Someone has disturbed this grave, and I suspect it's connected with the Baron's murder. That is curious. If you're telling the truth. Even so, Brother Gerhard's grave is not your concern. You are not a member of this community, Tethys. The abbot gave us permission. The rest is not your business. As the Surcator, it's my duty to prevent for mischief such as this. I'm terribly convincing. It's the hat. It gives me an air of authority. What the... I have blackmail on him. This should be easy. You are mistaken. Master Zimmerman, please clean up this mess. I'm going to squeak with the abbot about this immediately. God dang, what does this game want from me? Is that going to cause problems for you? Proving Piero's innocence is what matters. I'm not worried about anything else. You got convictions after all. Huh. Well, the sun won't wait, so I better get back to digging. Have you found anything yet? Got a ways to go yet. Why don't you take a look around? I guess I can't go up that way because I'm trying to avoid... Well, I can't really go anywhere, can I? Oh. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at this grave yet. Mother Brunhild Abbotissa? I doubt anyone's in that one. Given the age, I guess she's long been moved to the Abbey crypt by now. You worried Father Gurno might try to punish us for this? God willing, we'll be done before he finds out about it. So you want me foo speed it up? Sure. What do you care about my back? Christ. Well, I've reached the body, but... What, is something wrong with it? Looks fine enough, decay notwithstanding, but someone stuffed a sack up under his ribs. Good God, let me see. Ah, arcane tools. They could serve no other purpose. Tools? What do you mean? What would you use these for? Magic. 2 are plated with precious metals and engraved, a silver-chased rod and a golden plate. The rod has symbols of the zodiac on it. The plate has some script I don't recognize. And a knife. Seems ordinary enough, but together with the other 2, buried here. Why would someone bury them here together? Because they're forbidden. Wait, there's blood in some of the symbols on this rod. Dried, to be certain, but not that old. Frederick tried cluing this, but wasn't able to remove all the blood. Part of some ritual? Who buried this here, anyway? I can't say, but it may be connected to the Baron's murder. What? None of this makes any sense. What's going on here, Tethys? That's what I need to figure out, Otto. Thank you for your help. Alright. So apparently choosing who to eat with is a very important thing in this game. Okay, those have all been taken care of. Where's the spinning bee at? Johann Bauer's house just off the commons. We'll see if I can eat with them. Tethys, I am sorry about what is happening to Brother Piero. I did not know him well, but I find it hard to believe he could have killed the Baron. He didn't. I'm going to figure out who did. I will pray for your success. I know it might be far from your mind, but have you considered my offer to eat with you and the townspeople? The gospel says that man cannot live on bread alone, but from time to time a little bread is required. I need to continue looking into the Baron's murder, perhaps later. Of course, I understand. God give you health. Until later. I feel like there's something I'm missing with Sabbat. Probably on a different path, like for someone who studied theology. Let's see if we can find the Bauer's residence. No, I don't want to go to the forest. Yeah, here's the Bauer residence. Which Bauer am I supposed to talk to? Johann Bauer's house. I'm at the wrong Bauer. Yeah, here we go. Very good. Where's Johann? Tethys, you got supper plans? Why don't you join us at our table? Kind of you to offer, Johann. Please, lead the way. Great, I'm starving. Here's hoping Hetty's cooking up something good. Yeah, I'm going to skip the reading out the whole prayer thing here. It's kind of getting repetitive. All right. There's been some chaos up at the Abbey, hasn't there, Tethys? Could hear those bells ring clear across the valley. Sounded like the monks were mustering for war. Lorenz Rothvogel was killed in cold blood. It's a tragedy. Good riddance. You won't find Minnie and Tassin crying over one dead nobleman. I can't believe you haven't heard, Johann. Have you had your head in the dirt? I don't attend to gossip. That's your job. You're damned right. I'll admit this has me interested. A murder at an abbey. How did it come to pass? I'm still trying to figure that out. My mentor, Brother Piero, was found with the body, but he's too frail to have done the deed. Oh yes, let's eat that egg. Grizzly, what about the blood? Was it everywhere? The man was practically swimming in blood. Absolutely ghastly. Tell me about the wound. Could you see it? Jesus, Mom! I'm only curious. It's not every day a man's murdered in broad daylight. What if I need to protect myself? You're being weird, Mom. Weird and drunk. Uh-huh. Do you have any idea who might have done the deed, if not this Brother Piero? The Baron had many enemies in town and at the Abbey. Scandalous to think that any Tassing resident might be a murderer. Don't say that. Oh, Hans did it. Hans did it. Buck up, son. A noble killer won't take an interest in you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Whoever killed the Baron has to be dumb as rocks. Or very angry. I suspect we'll find the culprit is a bit of both. Does anyone come to mind, Johann? No, and I wouldn't tell you if they id. No good can come of whatever it is you're up to, Tethys. Once the church and the nobility get involved, all the peasants are going to get is shit. From one end or the other, it doesn't matter which. That's descriptive. Gross, Dad. Hee. I'll eat the pottage. What? I'm right? Hans thinks I'm right, don't you, son? Always, Dad. At least Gob granted me one respectful child. Ugh, what a suck-up. Speaking of the church, has Johann told you about the abbots how the abbot's out to ruin our lives? No, but I suspect it has something to do with his taxes. Yes, thank you. Even a traveling artist from Christ knows where understands. I'm from Nuremberg. We were supposed to expand our farm, but the abbot's taxes make it impossible. We can't grow enough barley to feed ourselves, pay the miller's toll, and give the abbey its due. It's not Christian. It's not right the way you and the rest of the farmer are treated. That's right. Now that rented campers kicked the bucket, the old witch's land will be forfeit soon. Once Otilia's gone, her land will be available for us to purchase, God willing. Not if Uncle Franz gets to it first. I can't believe you. She's an old lady living all alone. We should be looking after her, not picking scraps from her corpse. Shut up, Jesus. How dare you speak to your father that way? Should I... You want my advice? Stay out of it. They always get like this after more than an hour in the same room. Ooh, what a family they are. I feel sorry for Odelia. Oh, help me, we're going to have a very serious conversation about your attitude, Veronica. You're in for it now. Eat shit, Hans. Alright, that's it. Tethys, it's been great, but I need to have a talk with my ungrateful children. See yourself out. Well, I can't even eat dinner right in this game. Your heart's in the right place, Veronica. I wish I wouldn't get my hide tanned for it. Ugh. Alright. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tethys, Christ, there you are. Don't tell me there's been another killing. Oh, good God, no. We have been spared such horrors for Rao, at least. It's the Archdeacon. He's come early with an entire retinue in tow. He's questioning everyone who knew the Baron and Brother Piero. I've already told him the little I know. He expects to speak with you tomorrow at Nones. He requested you specifically. He's been informed of my investigation, then. It's no secret you've been poking around the town and the abbey, sticking your nose in the rot. I hope your prying has borne fruit, or Piero's neck will meet the sword. I've done my best with the time I've had. If only I'd had a couple more days. Whatever happens, Piero knows you've been working hard on his behalf, and he's grateful for it. Only, Tethys... Oh, what is it? It's just... You know as well as I do that the Baron was not a good man. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, just think hard about what you tell the Archdeacon and who you tell him about. Do you understand? Out with it, Wojciech. Don't make me twist your arm. All I'm saying is if in your searching you heard anything about a certain sister, I'd ask you to keep it to yourself. I'll do what I can to protect the sisters from censure. That's all I would ask of you. I should return to Kyrson. The abbot will be having a fit right about now. Be well, Tethys. I will pray for Piero's deliverance tonight. You should as well. Oh, he's already asleep. I can't talk to him. Alright, the witch is unconscious. It's safe to sleep. A letter from Florian. It looks like there's a note inside. Did I do anything with Florian? I don't think I did. Tethys, I waited for you as long as I could, but I had to perform the examination without you. The procedure was a bit rushed. It's possible I missed something, but I couldn't find a definitive sign of death. I have no choice but to report that the most likely cause is that the Baron was killed with his own knife. I did find this note in the Baron's clothing. It was partially soaked with his blood, so I haven't opened it. You're no stranger to delicate parchment, so I'm sure you can manage it better than I. I hope this gives you something to work with. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. All right, let's have a look at this note. The girl who died in the Innocent with her matins. Chapter. What girl? What innocent? It seems like the note was trying to get the Baron to come to the chapter house. This is the exact same bookhand and ink color as the other note I found. I'm starting to think the Baron's murder was orchestrated by someone else entirely. Someone manipulated the Baron and his killer into meeting in the chapter house in the dead of night. This is hardly a reassuring development. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Okay. What is this about? What on earth? Oh, are we in a dream? Yosef, I don't think I know you. Tethys, when are you coming home? Ah, there we go. Dad, I'll be home soon. I'm a little nervous about this girl, Sabine. Don't worry yourself over it. I barely knew your mother before we were married. Besides, you need a wife if you're going to start your workshop as a master. That's the law. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit this like you quit university, are you? No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, You would never have had the opportunity. Most people never get a second chance after they throw something away like that. I know, Dad. We'll see you when you get back. Sure, all right. I'm trying to stay out of the center. Kind of want to flirt with the edges a bit. See if there's anybody else to talk to. I'm guessing there isn't. Alright, I'm bored. Oh, really? Oh, it's you. I only have the picture of you, the one my brother Danyage made. I really don't have any idea what you're like. Do you really want to get married to a stranger? Why should that matter? Right, everyone keeps saying that. That's why I'm saying it to you now. Because I'm saying it to myself. Exactly. I'll see you soon, Tethys. For real, I mean. I suppose that's true. Until then. Welcome back, Tethys. It has been too long since you have graced this court with your presence. Apologies, Your Majesty. My mind has been preoccupied by a tragedy at Kearsarge Abbey. What manner of tragedy? The murder of a noble and a close friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. My friend, Brother Piero, is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. In addition to having no motive and violence not being part of his character, he's not physically capable of the act. He is of limited strength and has a palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. A whole lot of inconceivable shit happens on this hell of an earth, Tethys. I do not deny that it is possible, but I'll believe it when it is extremely improbable. So what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the Archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know about the other people who have had motives to kill the Baron. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. And why have you taken this task upon yourself? I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love for and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders honors also his gods. Of course you'd say that, old man. He is right, though. If Tethys doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. Why does that shit-for-brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lorenz Rothvogel anyway? Powerful people get upset when other powerful people are murdered. This could threaten the existence of the Abbey. Oh no, the Abbey! Who gives a damn about those hypocritical assholes? In any case, Tethys' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the Archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the Archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Tethys must win the Archdeacon to his side using the tools favored by men such as him. Reason? When's the last time you met a man who is truly ruled by reason? Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, but the audience may not comprehend it. Authority? Despite your talents, you are merely an artist. He has been invested with the power by the Prince Bishop of Freising. You have no authority with him. Honesty? You must be honest in all things, Tethys, but many are not willing to accept the truth. Yep, that's definitely true, Socrates. And, Socrates drank a cup of hemlock to prove that point. And the cost of honesty can be high. That's what I was saying. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope. Oh, God, that makes me sick. Lies. Truth. Above all, faith in Providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Tethys? There were other people in Kearsall and Tassing who had motives to kill the Baron. The widow Kemperin despised Lorenz for maiming her late husband. Maimed how? The Baron beat him savagely following an argument about trespassing on the Kemper's farm. His injuries were so severe that they can never be truly healed, and he needed a cane to walk. He died less than a year ago. Otelia is certain it's because of the wounds he received that day. Why did the two quarrel? My understanding it was simply an argument about trespass that got out of hand. And now I suppose that she will lose their home. My apologies. His home. For what reason? Should an aged widow not live out her remaining days in peace? She should, but she won't. She didn't squeeze out any little Kempers for old Ranning, so away the house goes. Yes, because women must fight to own property. We exist on the sufferance of men. It's true and it's terrible. It's easy to understand Otelia's anger. Good. Perhaps if more men understood our just anger, the laws would change. A good man does not sit idly by while injustice flourishes around it. What the hell is a half-trained artist with half a university degree gonna do against the might of the Holy Roman Empire? Idiots! You have established a motive for the widow, Tethys, but there is another matter that requires inquiry. While women and men are equal in most natures, women are weaker in strength. How could a woman of Otelia's age overpower a healthy man like the Baron? I must admit it seems unlikely that she could have stabbed the Baron with his own knife. If you mean to convince the Archdeacon that an old woman killed the Baron, this will be a difficult obstacle to overcome. Are there any others you suspect? Prior Frederick feared the Aberon would report his occult interest to inquisitors. How so? Prior Frederick and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Kearsall. When Frederick refused, the Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I found written evidence, a letter from Frederick to the Baron in which he discusses all of these matters. It is a dangerous thing, a monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul, he could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed. All for a little curiosity. Better to say stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. We are all aware. All of this worry over dangerous books started in the University of Paris. It shouldn't even be an issue out here. Whether the proclamation was made by a bishop of Paris or by the Pope himself, the danger remains. I also found a cipher that the prior had left on his desk in the scriptorum. When I deciphered it, the message pointed me to a freshly disturbed grave in the cemetery. I convinced Otto Zimmermann to dig up the grave in question. What did you find inside? Occult tools that Frederick had hidden. Why hide them, and why leave the note? I suspect he hid them in case the Baron made good on his threat to summon inquisitors to Kearsall. The note was likely left for his fellow occult enthusiast back in Hungary in case he was taken away. The book was borrowed from the University of Pécs. Prior Frederick feared loss of his status, his life, and even God's grace. Is Prior Frederick strong enough to disarm the Baron of his own knife and turn it against him? Perhaps with magical aid? Yes. It must be considered as a possibility given his interest and motive. Are there any others you suspect? I found no other suspects. You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Tethys. I pray to God we have granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Tethys, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know, but you need not tell him everything. Believe me, I know. There is a place for a noble lie. This is not one of them. Why? The Baron is dead. All of the people with a motive to kill him suffered, either indirectly or directly, from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right, no point throwing everyone waist deep into the shit. I protest any attempted deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Tethys. Little time remains before you must stand before the Archdeacon, so use it wisely. I will do my best. Until we meet again, Tethys, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. Alright, we're at the hour mark now, so this seems a prime, no pun intended, spot to stop for the day, and maybe conclude this up possibly in the next session. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you next time we meet Tethys Bumfuddle Esquire, Occult Warlock at Law.